Hey guys, my name is Fiona Solis and this is Interview with Travelers and Couchsurfers. So JP, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm JP. I've been traveling for 8 months and I run a YouTube channel, JP Goes Global.
Please follow him, and he had a really cool travel adventure. And have you tried Couchsurfing before?
You know, have I? I have not, actually. I have no experience in Couchsurfing, which is surprising. I registered for Couchsurfing.com, but yeah, I haven't done it. I've done Airbnb, I've done all the other things, but like
Couchsurfing and Airbnb is like similar, but Airbnb you have to pay for it, and Couchsurfing is like totally for free. I recommend people who use Couchsurfing, especially if they go to the city, if they travel through city. Because if you're traveling to islands, no, makes sense, you know, because it's islands, so it's like cheap hostels and stuff. But in the city, it's nice to meet locals show you around and stuff like that. Do you have any bad experience during your travel?
I've had a few. So I twisted my ankle in Cambodia. I twisted my ankle, so I was in Phnom Penh and I was staying at this hostel, and I went to Phnom Penh twice because the second time I needed to go to Phnom Penh to go across the border into Vietnam. And I stayed at this hostel the 2 times I was there, and there's a stairwell in the hostel where one step is just like 2 or 3 inches taller than all the other ones. And it's like this like slate gray tiling, so you can't really even see the difference. So anyway, every time I went up the stairs, I tripped. Every time I went down, I'd almost fall. And coming back to this hostel, the second time I went to Phnom Penh, it's like, okay, that step,
You have to avoid.
I have to avoid that step. And I went to like this restaurant right next door, and I had forgotten my wallet. So I was like, can you hold on? I'll come back. I'm just gonna get my wallet. I go back to the hostel. I go up the stairs, get my wallet, and I'm rushing down the steps. Forgot the step. And
Where is it?
this ankle. It's fine now.
It's fine now.
It's fine now. It's never gonna be the same. It got injured really horribly. And
I can't imagine, like, my god, it's really painful.
It was, when I injured it, it wasn't that painful. The next day, when it was swelling and like that, I broke down in tears in front of the hostel staff because I was 2 days, in 1 day, I had to go to Vietnam. My visa was going to expire in Cambodia. And I was really frustrated because I couldn't walk anywhere, and
Sad.
yeah, and like when you're in a foreign country and like the staff didn't really know how to speak like clear English and didn't really understand me that well, so I was just like really frustrated. I wasn't mad at the staff, like they should fix that step. They should fix the step.
Yeah, because like you might be not just the only like
exactly
only yes, that
yeah.
There might be more and more, and
yeah,
it's dangerous.
It's super dangerous, or put up a sign. I tried to communicate that to them. They probably won't do anything about that. But what was nice about that experience is that they took me out of the dorms and put me into like a more private room for me to rest for the rest of that next day before I went to Vietnam, and I met someone in the dorm who basically carried me on his shoulder, like us literally hopping across the Cambodia-Vietnam border. Yeah, and
thanks to you.
Yeah,
wherever you are, you're an angel.
He was a wonderful guy from Japan, and he's so generous to have helped me out. So good. There's always good that comes from bad, but yeah, that was, and it put me out from traveling for an entire month. So for an entire month, I camped out in Ho Chi Minh City, and I had to wait until I was able to start moving around again. So I really had to slow down. But the other bad thing that happened was my vlogging camera got stolen in Vietnam, and that and if you subscribe to my channel, you'll see that experience. But yeah.
It's so sad. But it's part of the travel, and you're still alive, you're still kicking, enjoying life.
Yep. Especially when you're traveling. It's really easy to get overwhelmed by everything that's going on.
That's true.
But you have to think about what you do have after like moments you lose something or you forget something, and ask yourself, is this the worst thing that's ever happened to me? No. Can it be 10 times worse? Could you really injure yourself badly?
Especially travelers, like the past, maybe an accident. Like we don't even know every single minute of our life if we're safe or not. But every one of us taking a risk.
So you have to, if you lose, number one, if you are bringing valuables, you really need to question whether or not you are bringing them for a good reason. Obviously, I'm a travel vlogger, so yeah, I have to have the camera. But if you lose it, you have to tell yourself, this is replaceable. This isn't something, I didn't lose my hand, like this is replaceable, and it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me in the world, and moving on. There's so much more world to see, to be hung up over something that you can, it wasn't cheap, but it's, it's
oh my God, like, you hard work for it, you work hard for it, so.
And I lost 2 days of vlogging. So, like, no one's ever going to see the War Remnants Museum in Vietnam or the Cu Chi tunnels in Vietnam, which it's okay.
Which is, you're going to go back.
Yeah, it's another reason to go back.
What is your unforgettable travel experience that for you this is the best? This is like at the moment, because there's more to come.
Yeah.
Great things happen, but at the moment, what is the unforgettable travel experience?
Unforgettable. I think that moment was, and you did this, I saw in one of your videos. I was in Chiang Mai, and we went to the Chiang Mai Grand Canyon.
Yes.
And I jumped off the cliff. But that was a really, really hard experience for me. I have a fear of heights.
So now you conquer it.
Like, well, I didn't conquer it. Let's not get twisted.
You jump at 10 meters? The 10 meters? The highest one?
Not the highest one.
Oh, no, the highest one.
You jumped the highest one?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I only did that one.
I would jump to the highest one.
Yeah. Well, on my channel, if you, again, plug for my channel. On my channel, you can see that whole entire thing. But that was really profound for me. Not only just like the jumping part, which if you have me do that again, I'm still going to be just as fearful. But there was an exhilaration there after I did it that I couldn't shake. It was just like a little bit of me being terrified, but also a little bit of me being like, holy, I just did that. I just did that, and I'll never forget that experience because it taught me the lesson of just to go out and do.
Face your fear.
Just say yes to things. Like, yeah, could I have gotten hurt? Yes, maybe. But most likely, no. People do that jump all the time.
Sure.
And so, if I know that I'll be most likely safe, there's nothing to be scared of. The only person who's stopping you is you, and you have to shut that part of your brain down, that instinctual, like, you're not doing that, and tell yourself you can, and you can make it happen.
Yeah, you can. What is your most favorite country that you've been traveling so far, and why?
Vietnam.
Vietnam, why?
Vietnam, people don't like Vietnam because there's lots of crime there relative to other places in Southeast Asia. People don't like it because there's lots of people hustling you. It's more closely related to like Chinese culture, and I know Westerners, the Chinese culture is very abrasive to like a Western perspective. I love Vietnam because the people, when you get past like the tourist areas, are so nice. The food is just so delicious. It's my favorite food in Southeast Asia. The country is gorgeous, and it's a long, narrow country. So there's environments of all different kinds there. You can find mountains. You can find like really cold weather in Vietnam, but you can also find really hot spots and the Delta area, and the north has like these high, narrow mountains that you think you see in like Chinese paintings. Like it exists in Vietnam. It's just like it's an amazing, amazing country, and I don't think even though I spent 2 months there, 1 month injured, I want more time.
That's why you have bad experience there, because there's something that you have to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
True. So are you a beach person or a mountain person?
I like both. I like gorgeous. I like views, and I like sunrises and sunsets. And so at the beach, you get to see that flat horizon view, and on the mountains, you can still get that sometimes, or you can see
the
mountains
mountain
off in the distance.
What traveling means to you?
What does it mean to me? Traveling to me means putting yourself in a different situation and testing your limits, which will allow you to understand the world in a different way. Because ultimately, what travel is going to do when you go back to the place that you came from is that you're going to appreciate all the things that are there, but also to appreciate the places that you've been to, and also I think travel helps you discover questions that you want to have answered for your own life, or about a different culture, or about the food or the people that are there. There's so many things that you get stuck in when you're at home. You do your work, or you go to your job. You have maybe a home with a family, with a dog, or whatever. You kind of get stuck in a routine, and you don't expand yourself necessarily. You could read, you could watch TV, you could watch a movie and get that kind of like entertainment, but you don't really understand what a place is like fully until you're actually there.
So JP, how to travel on budgets? Because I know there's a lot of people watching us, and they are like, maybe they think that they don't have the money and they want to travel, but it's just like you don't have a million of money for you to travel. I meet a lot of travelers using their talents to earn money wherever they want to go. But my special guest, I want to ask him how to travel on budget in your experience.
Okay. There's a lot of budget travelers who write every single transaction down, and they follow us they have spreadsheets, or they use some kind of app to track all their expenses. I don't do that. What I do is I do set a daily budget, but the goal isn't to try and spend as much money within that budget as possible. The goal is to actually underspend, because there's going to be days when you have to overspend, when you have to take a train that's going to add on to the cost of like food and accommodations. And so my budget daily over the course of the entire trip is $25 a day. But I target actually to spend $20 a day. So that's a $5 extra left over for those days when I do have to spend more money. Cool. And so and I use an app, XE Exchange, which is not only just a converter, but it's also a calculator. And so throughout the day, I'll just I'll enter what I remember as my expenses, and then I just add it all up as the day's total, and that'll give me a sense of like, are you going to hit $20? Are you going to hit $25?
Interesting.
And then And then I have a little journal where I just like give myself a check box if it's like $20 or $25. But I don't like write every single expense down. That's
too much, you
too
know.
much.
Like, yeah,
too much.
yeah, but it's so cool. How can you advise to people like LGBT, like,
Yeah.
to travel?
Yeah.
Pack your bags and travel and buy ticket.
Yeah, and just go. I think there's a couple things that I would advise. One is do a little bit of research about the place you're going to and know a little bit. You're not going to know fully because the internet is not going to tell you everything. Know a little bit about attitudes towards gay people. And then it's for you to decide whether or not the adventure outweighs the potential homophobia that you're going to encounter. And generally what I think is I don't parade around. I can hide my gay identity, and being gay in every country means something different. Even though it's probably a really big part of who you are, it's not the only part of who you are, and you shouldn't enforce that barrier on yourself. Let other people enforce that barrier on you if that's what they choose to do, but you should not enforce a barrier on yourself. And if you feel really uncomfortable, if like you really feel like you can't handle a certain place, then listen to yourself and make plans accordingly. Leave if you need to. Go to a different place if you need to. Don't torture yourself. And I mean, it might not even have anything to do with the place that you're going to. It might have to do with your own, insecurities, and that's fine to have insecurities, but you have to have that conversation with yourself of like, I'm really uncomfortable. Do I stay here and confront those insecurities, or do I go home? Or do I do something else so that I feel safer, so I can enjoy my time? Because most people are traveling, like 1 or 2 weeks. They don't have the time, they don't have the time to waste to be miserable. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like you don't even have to put yourself in a situation where you have to lie.
Yeah. Sure.
If you're comfortable in your own skin and you don't need to have this badge of like, I am gay and I'm proud, or like whatever, like something very defiant or bold, then you can just blend in with everybody else. And
you say it like you're gay and I'm trans. Deal with it, darling.
Exactly. If the topic comes up that I'm gay, we'll talk about it. And if they don't like me, I'll leave, or they'll leave. And it's everybody has something. No one wants to waste time. If someone's really angry and wants to be aggressive with you, then get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Last tip that I'll say for gay travelers is don't pin yourself down to gay things, or quote unquote gay things. Unless if you're a single guy and you want to go meet other guys, go to the gay bars. But like, don't plan your itinerary around like places that you could potentially hook up, people that you want to like be with, like, and also like, don't just plan things through like gay websites and stuff. Go out there and experience the world for what it is. You're here to experience something different. And you have to ask yourself, can you do this back at home?
Sure. Can
you go to a gay bar back at home? Yeah, I mean, like, of course, am I going to get drunk like a few nights a week? Can I do that at home? Yes. You have fun, but don't box yourself into the things that you would just do at home. Go and experience different things. Go meet different people, and expand your boundaries that way.
JP, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Guys, don't forget that all JP's YouTube channel is down below my channel, and just click and please visit his YouTube channel and his Facebook and all of his social media. This is very interesting, fun, and open and honest. It's cool. So there's more to learn and more to experience. And thank you so much for watching. And always remember, the world is our house, countries are living rooms, lakes, seas, and oceans are swimming pool. So travel safe. JP, anything else?
get off the couch and go do great things.
True.
Bye.